I used to be someone whose mind would ramp up a million miles an hour the moment that I closed my eyes to sleep. I would be planning, replaying conversations, running through worst case scenarios. But today, I live almost entirely in the present moment. I've trained myself to live in the present moment. I've trained my mind and body so that worry is no longer my default state, especially at night. It's to the point where my brain doesn't feel the need to stay on guard and stay alert anymore. Even if I had a really bad day, I can still sleep no matter how my day went. And that's the point that I would also love for you to get to. So what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to show you how to retrain this pattern using 4 simple steps that teach your nervous system it's safe to power down at night so you can stop experiencing nighttime anxiety, rebalance your nervous system, and sleep great no matter what is going on in your life. I'm going to show you how to start making that shift for yourself. So step number 1 is to slow down your mind and body before bed. So instead of thinking, how do I fall asleep? How am I going to fix my sleep? I want you to start thinking this instead. How do I slow down my energy before bed? Your nervous system doesn't just calm down because it's nighttime and it's dark outside. It calms down when your body and your mind get the message that there's nothing happening anymore. There's nothing urgent going on. So if you're moving fast, you're thinking fast, you're checking off one more thing, you're replying to one more message, your brain hears something's still happening. So stay alert. And then you get into bed and you just expect yourself to fall asleep instantly, and you don't. And it's not because you're broken. It's just because it was never clear to your nervous system that it was safe to shift into the parasympathetic rest and digest state. You can want to sleep all you want, but if your nervous system still feels urgency, it's going to stay awake. So what does this look like in real life? This isn't about a perfect routine. It's just about changing how you move through the last part of your day. It's about the energy that you are carrying into the night. So here's exactly what you do. I would aim for about 1.5 to 2 hours before you would ideally be in bed by. That is when to start slowing down. So if you want to be in bed by 10 p.m., around 8:30 p.m. is when you should start slowing down. And what does slowing down look like? Slowing down means moving your body more slowly, relaxed, leisurely. Calmly clean the kitchen, calmly tidy up the house without rushing. Act like you've got all the time in the world. Do your bedtime routine slower. Brush your teeth slower. Do one thing at a time. No multitasking. One time I tried to brush my teeth and brush my hair at the same time. It was extremely inefficient, okay? Also, stop scrolling earlier. Cut yourself off. It might take a little willpower at first. That's normal. Stop texting your friends and family. You can continue the conversation tomorrow. Dim the lights in your house earlier. And then sit down and actually unwind. It's totally fine to watch TV. Just choose something that doesn't rev you up. I like things like Dancing with the Stars or America's Got Talent. Comfort shows, right? Positive, empowering shows. When you slow down your body and you also detach your mind from the busy day that you just had, your nervous system starts to relax. And relaxation is the precursor to sleep. Now, step 2 is a really, really important one, which is to also remove the rush to fall asleep. Because even if you slow down before bed, a lot of people undo all of that the second that they get into bed. They get in bed and they immediately think, I really hope I can sleep tonight. They say, oh no, now there's only 7 hours until my alarm goes off. Or tomorrow is going to be so rough if I don't get enough sleep. And the moment that pressure shows up, your survival brain hears something important is happening. And if something important is happening, then your nervous system goes back into the alert state. So that's why the thoughts in your mind reactivate. And then you start to notice all of these sensations in your body. And then you start to go into full-blown anxiety. So here's what I want you to play around with. Stop treating your bed like a place where sleep has to happen immediately. Instead, we're going to teach your body that your bed is a place where it's safe to just hang out and relax. So what does this look like in real life? It's very simple. Once you get into bed, slow down even more. Don't lay down and close your eyes right away. take your time. Let yourself be in bed for a little while first. This might look like reading a book, listening to an audiobook or a podcast. And if you're going to listen to an audiobook or a podcast, don't scroll on your phone simultaneously. Just do one thing at a time. Just listen to it. You could do a puzzle, a Sudoku, also journaling, drawing. By the way, I actually have a daily journal on Amazon that my clients use. It's available on Amazon, so I'll link that in the description. You could also do a short meditation. You could pull an oracle card. Those are great for giving your mind something comforting to think about. You could also listen to one of the videos in my wind down playlist, which I'll link up here in the cards over here. But the goal here is simple. Get used to being calm in bed. And the reason this matters is because if your brain has learned that your bed equals pressure, effort, or frustration, it's more likely to become alert and stay on guard the moment that you lie down and close your eyes. But when you're regularly spending time in bed, not trying to sleep, just resting, relaxing, and existing, your nervous system actually learns that, oh, the bed is safe. Nothing urgent is happening here. I don't need to stay alert here. And once your body learns that new pattern, sleeping easily just starts to happen all on its own because now the pressure is gone. So you're not failing if you're awake in bed. Instead, think of it like this. You're teaching your body how to be relaxed in bed again. And that's all it is. And then the falling asleep easily is just a side effect of that. Now for step 3, let's talk about what to do if anxiety still shows up once you're in bed. Because here's the truth. Even when you do everything right, your brain might still test you at first because that's just what it's gotten used to doing. But remember that you are in this transition period where you're now retraining that old pattern. This learned response that your nervous system got trained into can originate from very subtle, even very logical, understandable ways. Maybe you had to stay up late studying for exams, high school, college, medical school, law school. You're constantly training your brain that nighttime means stay awake, be focused, be vigilant. Maybe you became a parent and your nervous system learned to stay lightly awake all night listening for a baby. So common. I work with so many moms to retrain that pattern. Maybe you had a sick loved one and your brain learned that staying awake meant being responsible, being ready, being there for them just in case something happened. Or maybe you went through a stressful period in your life where nighttime was the only quiet moment that your brain had to process everything. So none of that means anything is wrong with you. Those are all very normal life experiences. It just means that your brain learned a pattern, that nighttime is when I need to be alert. And the brain is very good at repeating patterns, even when they're no longer necessary. So you might still notice that your mind is wanting to think about things or some tightness in your chest or that wired, restless feeling in your body. And if that happens, most people immediately panic and they think, oh no, here it is again. And then that just spirals. And that triggers the mind to hyper-focus on the sensations, which ends up actually amplifying the sensations. So what you have to do is you got to catch yourself if you're hyper-focusing. And instead of analyzing it, what you can do instead is bring your attention to where you are physically in your bedroom, because anxiety lives in the future. So all you need to do is you got to come back to the present moment. And a really easy way to do this is to refocus on your physical bed and how comfortable you are in bed. So I want you to notice the weight of your body on the mattress, like sitting there or laying there. I want you to notice the softness of your sheets, the pillow supporting your head, how your blanket feels. And you can even say to yourself in your mind, I love my bed. I love my pillow. I love my sheets. I'm so glad there's nothing that I need to do right now. I get to just lay here. You're not trying to fall asleep. You're simply appreciating that you get to rest and you get to relax in your cozy bed. And by refocusing on the actual physical bed that you're in, you're showing your nervous system that you are safe in the present moment, which helps your brain stop scanning for danger. And then your mind and your body naturally start to settle. Another thing you can do is actually talk directly to your brain. Your brain is not attacking you. It's just checking for safety. So instead of arguing with your thoughts or trying to shut them off, talk to your brain and you can say, thank you for protecting me. Thank you for keeping me safe. Right now, I am safe. Anything important can wait until tomorrow. The day is over. There's nothing that we need to do right now. All we get to do is just lay here. This might feel a little strange at first, but it's incredibly powerful because by talking to your brain and talking to your body, you are separating you from the symptoms. The thoughts aren't you. The sensations aren't you. They are signals from the survival part of the brain. You are the one noticing them. And the moment that you detach your identity from the symptoms, you're actually interrupting the old pattern. You're teaching your brain that that's not just going to flow the way it used to. You're interrupting it. You're cutting it off in the middle of it. Before, you would get enmeshed with the thought, enmeshed with the anxious feeling, and pulled into the spiral. But the moment that you start speaking to your brain, instead of getting tangled up in the symptoms, you've separated who you are from what your nervous system is doing. And that right there is already rewiring your brain to respond differently. Next, I have one more super powerful bonus step and a special resource to help you start living your anxiety-free life. But really quick, I thought it would be helpful to just put a couple examples up here on the screen of people who also used to have anxiety at night, but now they're not only sleeping better, but they're also experiencing less anxiety in their life overall. You can pause the video if you want to read through these fully. And if you want to dive deeper into this process and learn how they got these results, I actually have a free masterclass where I walk you through an overview of my 3-step process called the Sleep Success Method that I teach my clients. You can find that in the description below. Now here's the bonus step that makes everything work faster. Nighttime anxiety doesn't start at night. It is a learned pattern that your brain runs automatically, which means you don't want to just rely on coping strategies to try and calm your nervous system in the moment. You want to retrain it overall so that it stops triggering anxiety unnecessarily. One of the most effective ways to do this is through what I call a daily imagination practice. This is where you take just 10 minutes per day and intentionally rehearse living your anxiety-free life. And when you do this, it shows the survival part of your mind, your subconscious mind, that it no longer needs to stay in constant protection mode because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real or something that you imagine. And I actually created an anxiety-free life guided meditation to help your brain learn that calm and safety can be your new default state. You can listen to that meditation right here, so go ahead and try it out now.